night. Manze, it was hectic. It was so full. So now imagine if you had 18,000 people strong, plus the ones who are coming to the village, Usiku. Hey, it would have been absolutely madness. So I understand the reason completely. It was one without security hassles, security issues. And that is one of the things that has plagued sports for a very, very long time, especially when it comes to like soccer. I can say that because I was in one stampede for Gormaya and I lost my iPod and I've never recovered till now. Okay. But yes, security was good. It was tight. It was well organized. Come Sunday, they had a flash sale for tickets. They were allowing people in, and now that one was completely full. Like that was, yeah. By the time the last game was happening at 5, all the seats, what 99%, let's say 1% was left. 99% of the seats were full. So guys were still waiting to buy tickets regardless of the fact that they missed out during the early bird tickets, okay, during the advanced tickets. So it just goes to show you, as in, how much sports can unify us, right? The president of Rugby Africa, who was talking about it yesterday, was so impressed about the energy, the atmosphere that Kenya brought. And it's time that we are there on the world map. This just showed the world how good of a tournament we can put together, how organized we are, how everything can go through seamlessly. And of course, the support from the president helped a lot. So, yes, I'm excited for Africa. I'm excited for Kenya. It's an exciting, exciting time because we are becoming the destination for sports. We're becoming the destination for music. We're becoming the place for sustainability, for conversations. It's now time to realize the power we have and act like it, okay? Yes, we need to act like it, like we know who we are, because we are a very strong nation. We are literally, they usually call us the New York, or Nairobi is called the New York of Africa. We are those, yeah, we are those guys, okay? So again, it's time to act like it. Show a different side. Manze, clean up your city, make it look good. Stop throwing trash on the floor, you guys. You have your bags, you have, fika home, throw your trash, Missouri. Like, city council, clean up your act, make sure the city looks clean. You know, police, make sure the crime goes low. Like, it's time now to be that tourist site, proper tourist site. We've always been beat by, Akina, South Africa, but now things are changing, okay? And if anything showed it, it's that past weekend. We were different colors. One people in that stadium, okay? So, again, my plea is, let us show a different side of Kenya and show why people need to be visiting us, people need to be investing with us, and why we are leading in Africa. I said it, we are leading in Africa. All right. Proud moments aside, let's go back into the music. When we come back, we'll be looking at all the wahala that's going down in the news this morning. What do the dailies have to tell us? Including what was revealed about Governor Sakaja yesterday, and the political scene, as people daily likes to tell us about what the political scorecard is at this time. You want to learn more? Come back to me after this.
There was a time I used to look into my father's eyes. In a happy home, I was a king, I had a golden throne. Those days are gone, now the memories on the wall. I hear the songs from the places where I was born. Upon that hill across the blue lake, that's where I had my first heartbreak. I still remember how it all changed. My father said, don't you worry, child. See, heaven's got a plan for you. Don't you worry now. was a time I met a girl of a different kind. We ruled the world. I thought I'd never lose her out of sight. We were so young. I think of her now and then. I still hear the songs reminding me of a friend. Upon a hill across the blue lake, that's where I had my first heartbreak. I still remember how it all changed. My father said, don't you worry, child. She heaven's got a plan for you. Don't you worry now. Yeah. She heaven's got a plan for you. Don't you worry, child. She heaven's got a plan for you. Don't you worry now. The Breakfast Jam with Myra Maloba.
Swedish House Mafia with Don't You Worry Child playing this morning on Icon Radio. We are looking at the news, the headlines this morning. Let us know where you tuned in from on +254 788 380 030. Hit us up also on our Instagram as well as our YouTube. And yeah, let us know how your weekend was. I just spaced out Kidogo over there. Now I'm back. All right. Let's take a look at the news headlines this morning. All right. Now, yesterday, I think it was yesterday or the day before, um, Senator Sifuna was alleging to the fact that literally Nairobi was being given away. And by who? By Governor Sakaja. Because it was said that there were some states' functions that were happening and they weren't of the mandate. They were not constitutional. That's the word. They were not constitutional. Well, now the Standard has picked up on that story and the headline reads, Putting City on Sale. They're saying Lazima Yuak, Governor Johnson Sakaja dramatic handshake with President William Ruto has sparked off a political storm in the capital after vying to make Nairobi work, quote unquote. The youthful politician now stands accused of quietly surrendering a core county functions to the very center he once promised to challenge. Critics see echoes of the old NMS takeover. Allies call it pragmatic rescue. But for residents choking on garbage, traffic, and water shortages, the 100, rather the 80 billion deal feels less like collaboration and more like auction. You can read that on page 4 and 5. Yes, indeed. And we've seen this happen before, I think. When the city was being run by NMS during Buddy's time. Then now here we're seeing it again with Sakaja. They said that during the time that it happened with Governor Sonko at the time that he was duped. Some almost say that he was not in his right mind, right? So the question always remains, why would the functions of the city be handed over to the president? What does this handshake deal include? And yes, Nairobi right now it's at its all-time worst. Right now, if you look at just the overall environment, right? You're passing by heaps of trash. Heaps. Yani, Governor Sonko had his antics, but at least even if it wasn't happening, we would see his teams, yeah, the people he employed doing the work, right? We're seeing a lot of NYS moving around the city, but we're not seeing what they're doing. Like, there's insecurity. Security is at an all-time high. You know, the poop gang is back. The knife gangs are back. It's You can't walk around Tao without fearing for yourself once again. Things that used to happen, which were stopped, are coming back. We also have traffic. Traffic is nuts. Sometimes you'll find corners without police officers controlling the traffic. There's a time, literally, there's a time on Thika Road on a Saturday. We were literally moving from point A to point B, like it was this much of a distance, right? If you look at it on the road, it was a short distance, but we were there for an hour in the hot sun with the kids asking, when are we moving? Because literally we were not moving at all. And that's because there were no cops. It's an intersection on Thika Road. You know that intersection at a roundabout and there's like a bridge. Yeah, that intersection. We were not moving because there were no cops. Traffic was not being controlled properly. Water shortages also being talked about. Why a lot of homes are going with dry taps. As in, the problems are just increasing and increasing. The only movement we're seeing is when it comes to affordable housing, to be very honest. I was pitching there on Jogo Road and I was seeing the empty estates that looked like they were about to be brought down for the sake of affordable housing. But other than that, even with affordable housing, there's still garbage issues, sanitation issues, there's still water issues. And then you're handing over the functions of the city council to um, the president. It's hard small. It's a difficult one. So Sakaja has a lot to answer. I personally, and again, uh, opinions are like armpits, all right? But I personally think that he has tapped out, right? He's living out his term. Liwe Liwalo, it is what it is. And then he'll move on to the next. Because we all know that history has told that um, people who take up that seat don't go past one term. It's very difficult. And if you think about it, to be very honest, let me know which mayor has gone past one term. To be hard, right? Yeah. So I think that probably he figures the same for himself. So he probably get it while the getting is good. Whatever he can live with, he'll live with, and move on with his life. That's how I see it. All right. At least we had dimples for 3 years, for 4 years, 5 years. Yes, at least we had dimples. All right. Now let's go on to the Daily Nation. All right. Page 7, ex-soldiers among 33 new Kenyan recruits for Russia war. It's still happening. And Larry Mado did an expose. Why am I extrabbing so much? Larry Mado did an expose on this, right? And he said that even as people were posting about the dangers of what is happening in Russia, and that you'd get there within a few weeks, you're being trained, within a few weeks in the front line, and then within a few weeks, you don't know if you're going to lose your life or not. People are actually signing up even under that. They're like, where do we go? How do we do this? And of course, recruiters are watching and they're mining our people, right? As much as we are in an uproar and we are pissed off, there are guys who are feeling there's nothing left for them here. They'd rather go and risk it in the hopes that they get these millions of shillings to send back to their people, right? Like the sad case of that chef, I think he was called Joseph. Sad case. Yani, he was working in Qatar. He was sending back money home. He worked, I think, somewhere in the Middle East. He was sending money back home. And his mom was able to build a shop of which they were working together with the wife. And then he takes up this thing in Russia, thinking that he's going to go as a chef. And he's put in the front line and wasn't hired 3 weeks after being in Russia. So sad. And the stories just keep getting worse and worse. It's not only Kenya again, like I said, it's the rest of Africa, it's the Middle East, it's Asia. They're just taking advantage of people who seemingly really need the work. And those are the people they're putting on the front lines. They don't care. And they're the people who are going there, they're facing both racism as well as language barriers and loss of life. There are a lot of families right now, they're even setting up WhatsApp groups to try and find out where their family are. It's tough, but people are still going. All right, we have page 2, counting heavy losses after airport workers strike. The strike had led a lot of people to be stuck in various parts of the world and delayed flights as well. The question is to why. We have also on page 3 proposals to relax rules on licensing teachers. All right, moving on swiftly, we have the main headline push for Ruto Uhuru truce. President William Ruto and his predecessor Uhuru Kenyatta in recent years have had frosty relations that never thawed even after the 2022 power transfer. Now, lately, the tension between the two former allies turned rivals has only eased twice, albeit through short-lived public shows of camaraderie in 2024 and 2025. Last weekend, Ethiopia's Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed tried to reunite the duo. Will the truce hold? That's on page 4 and 5. They still don't like each other. As in, you could see it immediately after the first year. They did the whole thing of matching shirts, matching ties, doing press conferences together. He had his podium, the other one had his podium. United things. And soon after that, that story went down so fast, so fast. And then Uhuru started moving around with Raila, and Ruto was over there looking like a sourpuss on the side. Like literally, his face was not looking happy at all. And then comes in Ruto, does the same thing with Gachagua with Raila as well. Maybe there's a common denominator here, but these guys just don't like each other. They don't. They're not really spoken about each other very well. They put on the fake smiles, pageantry smiles when they're around each other. Let's not force this issue, okay? If it's the divorce happened, the divorce happened. You can't start try to put in mediation after it happened and try to put people together. It won't work. All right. We also have the story of State House on page 23. Sakaja signs deal to run Nairobi City. More on that. You can read that on the Daily Nation. Finally, on the People Daily this morning, we have inside UDA's fight for deputy president seat. That's on page 4. And in that race, we have Kindiki, we have Nyoro, we have Waiguru, Mudavadi, and the list goes on and on. We have on page 8, has Linda Mwananchi caught Ruto and the United Opposition off guard? And lastly, we have on page 5, why devolution is under threat in the tug of war between Senate and the COG. All right, that's the Council of Governors. And that's what the news is looking like this morning. I'd love for you to let me know your thoughts on +254 788 Like I told you earlier, we have cool things coming out between this month and next month. I have amazing news for those of you who are artists, wasanizi, and artists doesn't only mean musicians. It doesn't mean songwriters. No, it also means people who are able to paint, people who are able to do acrobatics, people who are able to do poetry. It's all forms of artistry that I'm talking about. I'm going to give you details in just a bit. Keep it right here on the Breakfast Jam, where we're giving you exclusives as well as building your interests in your careers. Let's go back into the music this Wellness Wednesday. When we come back, we'll be looking at our topic of the day. It is exactly 6 minutes to the top of the hour. See you in just a bit.
I gotta turn this car around. I never the things that you can give to me. I can feel it when you're holding me close. You're like one of the world wonders. I know I'm going under. Come see that I'm ready for this. And you're so good for me. You're my true joy. You make me wanna say and you're listening to Icon Radio, your number one entertainment plug.
know that this was a thing until people started debating about this online. Growing up, nudity was just normal in my life. Seen my mom's body my entire life. Even now, I'll change in front of her without thinking twice. It was never weird, it's just natural. And so I do the same thing with my kids. We change in front of each other, there's obviously no big deal. Bodies are just bodies. I actually think it's really important for them to see what a normal body looks like. Not the filtered, perfect bodies that they see all over posters and online and all of that. And I think this openness is also why my kids know about their period and what a woman's body can do, and have known since a very, very early age. I mean, since they were like 1 or 2, you know? I'm just so open with everything. But apparently, this is more controversial than I thought. So I'm just very curious, you know? So I wanted to ask you guys, what is it like in your household? Are you comfortable being naked around your kids? What did your parents do? What are you doing as parents? Are you doing the same thing? And why or why not? And by the way, I'm just genuinely curious. There's no judgment. So yeah, what feels right for your family?
This is Icon Radio.
That you are listening to was by a famous content creator. She calls herself Mama Olive, and she's always, speaking to who she is as a mother and everything that she does in her household. I don't really follow her, right? But I do know of her because she does fantastic work. And she brings a lot of conversations to the front that we never really talk about, especially when it comes to parenting. Now, she brought up a very interesting topic about, I think, last week or the week before that. And that is the fact that she's a naked mom, okay? Now, she describes herself as a person who is okay with her body and that she's able to change in front of her children. And she's able to embrace herself in front of her children. Her children know what boobs are, what parts of the body are, and even periods at some point. And she encourages the conversation in her home. And a lot of people were, of the idea that it's okay. Well, a lot were saying it was abomination against the acts of God, cannot be tolerated, Bible thumpers who are over there quoting the Bible through and through. And it got me thinking about generational nakedness. How do we embrace it? How did we grow up with it? Now, let me tell you, in my household, in my household, we did not embrace nakedness, okay? We were almost shunned into embarrassments about it, okay? To the point where, I grew up looking like a tomboy because, my people were always scared of, when I blossom, that, people will be looking at me differently. So I'd wear baggy clothes and stuff. And the time that I realized um, about my body and nakedness, I think I was around 6 years old, right? So around 6 years old, or 6 or 7, we're being brought for new clothes. You know, those excited of being brought for new clothes and we're being told to try them on. So we're in our parents' room and both our parents are in the same room together with us. And my sister tries on her clothes, right? And it's, it was okay. She did it. She took off her top. I think it was mostly a blouse. Took off her top, tried it on. Then came the time for me to try it on. And my mom literally chased me out. Can you stop? Get out of here. Yeah. I was literally chased out of the room with my clothes and told to go and try somebody somewhere else. And that's when I realized that I couldn't be me anymore in front of my parents, that I had to um, preserve myself. I had to cover myself, okay? And growing up, it affected me. It really affected me to even to the point of my confidence, right? And I wasn't easily, I was more aware of myself. Let's say that. I was more aware of myself. And what even pegged it even further was the fact that, you know, I never went to boarding school, okay? You can tell the difference between me and my siblings, yeah? Because we never went to boarding school. So I never, again, got to embrace all of that. So it was very different in our home and how we looked at it, right? But when I saw my friends out there, they were okay. They were, walking around fully naked and they were embracing themselves. You go to the gym also, you're looking around, you're just seeing people's flesh, and it was all right. Okay. So it brings to the question, how does the aspect of your awareness, your body. How does it play on you, and even not only you physically, but also emotionally, mentally as well? Okay, because remember during the 90s, it was tough. It was tough to walk around with even just a simple skirt. Because remember those are the days guys used to be stripped in towel. Hey, you walk around because the next thing you know, you just want a simple skirt. And a guy has decided you're not Ukorino enough and decides to strip in the middle of town. And everybody else is supporting it because they thought you were quote unquote naked, right? But the difference is now, yeah, Gen Alphas, Gen Zs are more expressive with their bodies. They're wearing tank tops, they're wearing mini skirts, they're wearing booty shorts. Like you walk around town. When me and my husband usually walk around town, half of the time our jaws are on the floor because those are things we would dare not do unless we were going on the dunda. When we're going on the rave, we were going clubbing, that's when we dare to dress a certain way, especially for the ladies. But then when we're out in the day, half of the things y'all are wearing outside here, we would never dare. And you know, even millennials have now becoming more embracive of it. So you're seeing a lot more people my age are wearing tank tops. I haven't figured there yet. Hopefully one day. But they're wearing tank tops, and they're wearing long skirts with long slits. Like again, it was changed once again. But it also brings to the fact of generational nakedness. So I would like to hear from you guys how you embrace nakedness in your home before and how you embrace it now. Is it something that is still taboo, or is it something that is an educational point, right? Is it something that you're able to talk about with your kids? Because I talk about it with my kids. I know them landing outside there, trying to grab somebody's nose and took over here, trying to find out for themselves. When I can tell them these are boobs, you circle on these, and this is what the work that they do, right? What you have is a penis, and like even to the time before I go on the break, just over here speaking this conversation. But there was a time that a neighbor came, and like our boys fight, and we always talk about how our boys fight, and even when they're together, we talk about it. But during one of these times, there's lots of things of pointing fingers, and they're like, "Yeah, even my son learned the word penis from your son," and we were like, "Yes, yes," because we taught them. And they looked at us as a puzzle and they were like, why? I'm like, because we don't want them learning it from somebody else, okay? The world is dangerous. People are nasty outside here. These kids have tablets, they have phones, and there are people who may try to even prey on them. If they know their anatomy, they know their nakedness, they know when it's appropriate and when it's not to be in a certain way, then the world will not teach them, okay? They will be more aware when they're in their own environment than if they were taught by the world. And that's the difference I wanted to make because I wasn't taught at home completely. And therefore, I learned things the hard way out in the world. And I changed it for my boys. Again, I'd love to hear from you guys. Generational nakedness. Generational nakedness. How do you embrace it? Did you embrace it growing up? How do you embrace it now? This is a conversation I've been looking to have all week. It's an interesting one. It's one we don't talk about often, but yes, let's sample it for today morning. Big shout out to everybody who is on the live on TikTok. Thank you so much, Linda B, for showing us love and tapping that screen. Absolutely awesome vibes. We also have Jean Claude who says, "Good morning, vibes." Yes, we have the vibes this morning. Thank you so much for being here with us, Jean Claude Kamakawa. Kamara, big shout out to you. I've told you what to do offline, so make sure you do follow my advice. 3.126 says, have a wonderful week. I like your overall style, but hey, this one is stories are on my attention. But yes, keep sending in your shout outs, keep sending in your thoughts on the topic, and we are taking in your requests. Let us know exactly what you'd like to listen to. We got you covered. Let's go back into the music. Share out what we are doing today. Share out the live on TikTok. Tap that screen. Share it out on YouTube. Share it out on Instagram. Again, we'd love to interact with you this morning. Keep it here. And I got news about you who is an Msani, okay, in any form, how you can gain from an amazing thing that's coming up this March. Keep it here.
sema umeniroga, jusa zote nadai kiroma, sijielewi, it's over, kwako nimejipa ona, ekore ukweda oya, juge over and over, haba hakuna kungoja, hisia zikitupanda, lugha ya mapenzi yetu imekuwa moja, nataka wajue umenifaa na kufaa, tunavyofana sifafanui, hakuna kupinga umeshafanya, hebu nirudie unanifaa na kufaa, tunavyofana sifafanui, hakuna kupinga umeshafanya. Napenda ukintazama, mahaba yako ni raha, mtilie nikwambie ya moyoni, sisiri mpenzi, unaponishika mimi nazama, sioni mwingine, nimeapa hapa na sasa, hakuna kungoja, hisia zikitupanda, lugha ya mapenzi yetu imekuwa moja, nataka wajue unanifaa na kufaa, tunavyofana sifafanui, hakuna kupinga umeshafanya, unirudie unanifaa na kufaa, tunavyofana sifafanui, hakuna kupinga umeshafanya. Closer, pull me underneath, ikisema ngoja, you go way too deep. After it is over, we play in the sheets, and we do it over, over and over. Na 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 na, tunana yeke. Na 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 na, tunana yeke.
Caribbean chica, turn around chica, shika magoti, bend your back, niangalie chica, wacha hizo chica, back it up chica, mbuzi chini iko kidogo tu chica.
She's so insecure, she don't make love with the lights on. So insecure, she don't wanna talk about it, no. And I'm so insecure, one day she leaves me, and she find another guy who make her happier than I. Tunikiwa maji, mini cheesy, mini stalker, na kuhala. When you're naked, I see angels, and I hope you see the same. You're insecure, oh, I'm insecure. Baby, you're so insecure, yeah, I'm insecure. I'm so insecure, musomanga message ukiniachia phone. I'm so insecure, I'm never telling you about it, yeah. Muenda swim on a t-shirt, and you never leave your house with no makeup on. But let's not talk about it, yeah, yeah. Chini ya maji, sini majizi, twachunguzana kipolisi, and your body is a movie, and I hope you feel the same. But you're insecure, woman, you're insecure, woman, you're insecure. But before we crash and burn, hope we see the light. I hope we see the I'm insecure, you're insecure. I'm insecure, you're insecure. This is Icon Radio.
This is Icon Radio, number one entertainment plug with me, Myra Maloba. On the Breakfast Jam, we had somebody on TikTok asking, who you be? What you doing there? Ibu Badman, big shout out to you. Thank you for asking. That's a very good question. And yes, this is Myra Maloba on Icon Radio, your number one entertainment plug, streaming on www.iconradio.co.ke. Kid Sheriff, thank you so much for the compliments. I love TikTok because of the compliments. They're so dope every time. So, Kid Sharif, big shout out to you. He wants somebody to adopt him. Ladies, he has a six pack and he is 28 years old. You said it's Valentine's, we're hooking people up. Look for Kid Sharif on TikTok and you might just get a grown child who you could get along with. We also have Dante Cool. Big shout out to you as well. Let us know where you're tuned in to us from. We'd love to hear from you. And of course, plug your hood, send in your request. This is the request hour and Changia to the conversation. Earlier on, you are listening to an exclusive new drop by Victoria Gishora. Yes, she's back in the scene and she just dropped something called the Love Sponsor because it is what? Valentine's. So go run it up, run it up, run it up right now on YouTube. Victoria Gishora Love Sponsor playing right now on Icon Radio. And listen out to Icon Radio for new drops every week. We also have What Douglas have something new out as well. And they're about to drop their EP. So if you're a Douglas fan, you remember what Douglas of Angukana? Yes. So they have a new song out and it's called Sherehe. It's featuring Major. It's out now on YouTube. So go run that up as well. They're about to do a listening party, a virtual listening party, and Icon Radio is going to be in tow. I'm going to be giving you details about that. And they're going to be dropping an EP very soon, and they're going into the live scene. How exciting is that? I'm so excited for Kenyan music because it's just producing new stuff every day. And guys are taking their craft seriously and they're getting more into the live scene, which is absolutely fantastic and exciting as well. Now, guys, we are talking about generational nakedness. And I tell you my story. Me, growing up, I was shamed into thinking about nakedness in a very different way, okay? I couldn't wear, your normal slits. You know what you guys are wearing nowadays, your booty shorts, blah, blah, blah. I'm embracing it a little bit now because big shout out to Gen Zs. They've made it acceptable. They've made it cool, okay? But I wouldn't have about 10 years ago, okay? I wouldn't have thought about wearing a crop top, okay? I still don't think about wearing a crop top. I think I need to shed a few pounds before I do that. But yes, people are now wearing crop tops. People are they're showing legs. Leg days are every day in this city, rain or shine. They're embracing themselves a little bit more. Even the boys are sagging, their pants, past their butt, and you're wondering, why would you wear pants to begin with if you're going to sag it that low? But what I'm saying is people are embracing it differently, nakedness differently, or what is termed as nakedness. Remember, people used to walk around naked in this country, okay? For those who did, they did. For those who didn't, they'd probably wear just, sheepskin or loincloths or cow hides, right? And for those who didn't, you've seen previous pictures and videos of our tribesmen walking around. It's until the colonialists who came in and said, no, you are naked, wear some clothes, put on some clothes. And that is when things changed for generations to come. And with our parents who are very strict with us. And it spilled onto the streets. Remember in the 90s, guys were getting stripped, okay, by the so-called, different sex, the Mongiki and the likes. Right, that was happening in our streets. Again, things have changed again now come in the 2020s, and Gen Zs and Gen Alphas, they're doing things very differently. Again, me, I usually walking around in Tao, and I look around me and I'm just like, catch me dead having have done that during my younger days. But I find it a cool thing because now I'm living vicariously through you. I never was able to do it. All right. And we had again Mama Olive bringing this to the scene because she said she's a naked mom. Now, you in your household, do you embrace nakedness? Do you embrace it nakedness in front of your spouse? Do you embrace it in front of your children, making it a learning lesson? How do you look at nakedness? I know, like my firstborn son, he's very aware, very much aware, to the point he knows when he walks into the room and you're changing, he gets kidogo ashamed. And even him, when he's in the room and he's changing, he's literally shouting, Mom, get out, I'm naked. You know, it's something I'm still yet to get used to because, again, he's very aware, okay? But a lot of homes, as I've seen on social media, are saying, listen, it ain't that big of a deal, right? It is what it is. I remember there's a time I was watching Real Housewives of Potomac, and there was one housewife who was really shamed because she said that she changes in front of her teenage sons, even to the point of showering in front of them because she's just like, listen, it's my body. It's naked. It's not a big deal. And a lot of parents were looking at her the ones of like, how could you? It's an abomination, you know. So let's support some of your comments. We have Linda B who says, I love my body. In fact, we should just ban clothes. I hear you. Because if we did ban clothes, we would save a lot of money. There'll be less competition in the streets on who has the latest fashions, who is wearing Chanel or Gucci, yes, and we would have less threats to our bodies, okay? Because a lot of the reasons people use to excuse abuse, right, is the fact that somebody was dressed a certain way. Oh, she might have been abused because, her cleavage was out, or her skirt was way too short, or the slit was way too high. And they've used it to make apologies for abuse time and time again. Okay. So maybe if we walked naked, then there'll be less of that happening and everybody looks the same, and there would be no excuse for pouncing on somebody and violating them because we're all out here naked. And again, it would be cheaper. Again, it's Wellness Wednesday, so we have to weigh it out. We also have uh, Helen. Helen is also in the comments, and she says that she does not embrace nakedness. In fact, she makes it a policy that people do not even walk around in their towels in the home. That is to avoid any instances of any temptation. Hey, that's a different one, right? Again, when you go into somebody's home, the people who will look different. They will either walk around like I remember my dad growing up. As much as he was strict, he grew up in the coast, so he'd walk around in a kanga in a leso, and we were used to it. We'd get used to him walking in and out of the rooms dressed the way he was dressed because he grew up in a certain way, right? And we couldn't hold it against him. But when it came to us, it was a different case, okay? And even walking around in towels, it became almost shunned in our house. We had to wear like whenever we chomoka whenever we walk out of the room or out of the bathroom, we'd have to wear shirts and then put on the towel. Again, it became very different, and it became even different as we grew older, right? And it became a thing of, but why you're able to walk around with a shook around the house? Why is it a problem for me? All right. So she doesn't allow even towels to be worn in the house. Big shout out to you also, Quiet Money. I like that name, Quiet Money. And Quiet Money says, who do we read the word clothes? I am yet to understand that question. Who do we read, or how do we read the word clothes? But yes, I think maybe how do we define clothes, right? Um, Again, it's very different for very different homes, right? I had this conversation with my cousin the other day, and she was like, her child goes to a certain international school, and they're all different shapes, different colors. And yes, they wear crop tops, they wear short skirts, long slits. And for her, who coming from a different generation, it feels very different for her. And it's even worse for the father. The father is pissed. He's like, how is my daughter walking around showing her stomach, showing her legs? She shouldn't be dressed like that, you know. So, but she's like, okay, the other girls in the school are dressed this certain way. Again, how do you embrace it? Okay. So let's look at it as less of nakedness and more around your image, your body. Yeah. What boundaries do you set at home and outside? You need to look closely at that. All right. And how do you look at privacy? What is privacy to you versus openness? How do you define it? These are things I want you to define for yourself. Another thing I would like you to define for yourself is how you were raised. Was it modest, or was it more open? Did it allow you to think more freely? Because also your style, your dress also determines how you think up here as well, right? And we're also looking at how do you embrace culture? How do you embrace generational differences in your home, right? I'd like you to think about all those questions, and let's come back. We finalize on this particular topic. Thank you so much for changing to the conversation this morning. It's a very interesting one. Generational nakedness. How do you embrace it? I still have news for you. So make sure you stay on the live, because I'm going to be telling you how you, as an Msani, can get the biggest opportunity of a lifetime. Keep it here.
Girl, I think you look so good in my oversized t-shirt. Is it pink or is it blue? Ukitaka we t-shirt. All your life misunderstood. Yoyote ni maisha. Now they wishing they were you. Dancing in my t-shirt. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized t-shirt. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized t-shirt. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized t-shirt. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized t-shirt. Move your body, get closer. Morning baby looking sexy in my boxer. Sijana siku tulikesha. Izo beshi na room ya mwenye taosha. Bounce that bam 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 bam. Have you ever danced with a dancer? Don't worry, any chance umepata. Bust down, don't stop, show off. Washa kimoja basi baby ndo to take off. Don't take it off, I like how you moving. Showing me that body. Say what you want, I'll give it to you, yeah. You don't feel like talking. Ooh, you take it down low. Bring that back, I wanna see some more, yeah. You know you look so fine, so fine. I wanna see you when you whine. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized t-shirt. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized t-shirt. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized t-shirt. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized t-shirt. I like it how you move this ass. Inside my Gucci shirt. Mina jua ukidunga utarudisha. Baby girl you moving fast, ni movie. Nguo zako ziko kete ulisha moving. Na misi tui ushakuwa rumi. Unakuwa ngaro juu. French kisses, I'm only telling you bonjour. I like the way you move too fast. Come baby come, we can take it slower. If you like it, don't make it fast. If I don't, baby come, I don't want this over. Your body on me. Come baby come, show me how you play. We can go down night in today. You don't wanna leave, baby, that's okay. Like ready or not, here we go. Baby, please don't you leave me. Tell me you're not, tell me you go. I don't wanna live like this, no. Move your body, move your body. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized t-shirt. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized t-shirt, baby. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized t-shirt. In my oversized t-shirt. vitamins mgenge sipenda get my vitamin don't go fresh napiga shawa na dunge meresh most buga sinaga trash ata my skin tone high naga raw shit I like your mini skirt relax sipenda get my shortcut the moon akana mimi the more na ku head uko set uko fresh ka smell ka coco campo na mo edge mademu wangu si wachapi sweep milk chase now zip cheki nimefunga zip weniambie sinani anakujaga na nani kwa nani nasikiaga na mpiaga nini kwa nini leo wewe umedunga kamini bila nini usiulize nini usiulize minini I'm a gentleman you say yeah nipate baby kwenye bar uliza shore what you drinking you know you're rolling with a gentleman now uliza utapewa nini nipate baby kwenye bar uliza shore what you drinking shore you know you're rolling with a gentleman now uliza utapewa nini yo ladies and gentlemen introducing Flash of the gentleman, madam wananipenda, oh yeah, I'm a ladies man, always niko kazi, so yeah, I'm a businessman. Wananitaka Flasha, yeah, the Superman, jua toto niko nao, niwe Superman. Nikiwa kwenye baba, venye miuka, venye miuva, ay, swaga balan. Baby unakunywa nini? Pe unachotaka kwani iko nini? Pose, si yatina kukatia, paniki kupata siwezi mind pia. Baby unakunywa nini? Pe unachotaka kwani iko nini? Pose, si yatina kukatia, paniki kupata siwezi mind pia. Nipate baby kwenye bar, uliza shore what you drinking mama, you know you're rolling with a gentleman, now uliza utapewa nini? Nipate baby kwenye bar, uliza shore what you drinking mama, you know you're rolling with a gentleman, now uliza utapewa nini? In your lifetime girl hii ni chance, yes only chance ya kuroll na a gentleman. Come close mami tupate dance, yes baby doll mini wako all night. I keep my swag right, all white. Na leo nina date na Snow White, a rare kind, born eye. Ladies go mental, smiles all dental. We getting sentimental, katempo kako gentle. Mini yule, tangu shule. Pata notice sasa baby come tule. Mini yule, tangu shule. Pata notice sasa baby come tule. Hey. Nipate baby kwenye bar, uliza shore what you drinking, you know you're rolling with a gentleman, now uliza utapewa nini? Nipate baby kwenye bar, uliza shore what you drinking, you know you're rolling with a gentleman, now uliza utapewa nini? I got you baby, 'cause I got you, shore what you drinking, I got you,
Greetings. This is Eric Wanaina. Keep it locked here on Icon Radio, your number one entertainment plug.
Hapa TikTok nimeulizwa, Shorty, what you drinking? Because I was drinking my cup of coffee and I was doing that's what you're drinking. Like, it's Wednesday. Of course, I'm drinking coffee. But you never know. After that, I saw guys over the weekend. You guys, hey, Kenyans, simnapenda sherehe. Wow. And it was pouring on Saturday night. And guys think they were dancing in the rain, singing in the rain. It was it was like the full rain dance. And guys were sipping, simko na pesa. Who said Kenya doesn't have money? Guys over there rolling with drinks. Full booties from 8 o'clock in the morning, okay? Up until the time they were leaving. All right? And then you guys, because if I was to compare um uh the seventh scene and blankets and wine, right? Blankets and wine guys are there from about 10. They live like sometime around 12. And the amount of staggering and murmuring that I was seeing by the end of the night, it was too much to the point of being annoying. But at sevens, guys were sleeping from 8 o'clock in the morning and they were still at it. And nobody was puking, nobody was staggering. Guys were over there dancing. I was like, what kind of drug is this? Where guys are not even falling down the floor. If I was drinking from 8 o'clock in the morning, let me tell you, by lunchtime, I would have been home. Y'all are a different breed. And I love, like people usually say that Kenyans, the way they party, is something that needs to be studied because y'all can party. Now, speaking about the ways of Kenyans, we are talking this morning about generational nakedness, and we're finishing on this topic. And yes, let me shout out to some people here on the stream. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning. Teddy Paul, yes, we are here on coffee. You enjoy your drink as well. A big shout out to you as well. Hey, okay. Big shout out to you as well. Yes, Teddy Paul, I've shouted out your name. Big shout out to you as well, Books Kubwa. Thank you so much for joining us this morning as well. And we are here live at Icon Radio number one in Tim Plug. And we're talking about generational nakedness. What does nakedness look like for you and your household, right? Now, for me, it was very strict, very, very strict. Yeah, we were not allowed to leave the house dressed a certain way. But there were times, there were times when we'd go shopping and we'd dare our parents and take something that was backless, take something that was a little short, and they'd suddenly buy it for us, and we were like, okay, so what are we getting this this morning? Are we getting are we getting the parents who are strict, or are we getting the parents who are letting us kind of like embrace ourselves a little bit? So it used to be a mixed bag with my parents, but a lot of houses, they are quite strict. But I was surprised to see, because I sampled this question to people on social media some time back, after Mama Olive came out with it, and I asked people, like, how do you take on nakedness in your home? And I was surprised to see a lot of people are embracing it. A lot of people are um of the idea that it is okay, it's not a big deal. And I thought a lot of Kenyans are usually closed off, but hey, was I shocked, right? And we've seen even here on the timeline, guys, even saying it's okay, let's even just go naked. Let's go naked if we have to. Because and when I think about it, I'm like, it's not a bad idea, because it probably will reduce this whole thing of, what are you wearing? Who are you wearing? What's your latest fashion? Because social media has been tough. Yeah. If you're not wearing the latest trends, if you're not with it, you're seen as a person who is either poor or not too well off. And also, it has made a lot of people apologetic, not only men, but also women. Abuse goes both ways. I'm not going to say it's yes, it's predominant when it comes to women, and it's brutal when it comes to men, but it's also happening to men. And a lot of people are trying to be apologetic for the fact that abuse is happening by saying, "Oh, she was dressed a certain way," "Oh, she was being provocative," "Oh, she was doing this and that." If we were naked, there was be none of that, right? Yes. So it also plays to your mental health, how you embrace yourself. How do you embrace your self worth? How do you embrace your image? How does it play to your confidence? Because I'll tell you, for me, when I was told I should not look a certain way, I shouldn't walk around a certain way, it played on my confidence. And I grew up very introverted as a result, right? Because again, I was made aware of myself at a very young age, and not to the positive. It was more to the negative, right? But then as we grew up, I think we were able to talk about it a little bit more, and we were able to experiment a little bit more with the help of our parents. So I'll say I got a mixed bag growing up. Um, I'd like to sample some of the comments that have come in this morning. We'll look at both the male and female aspect of it. The question is, how do you embrace nakedness? We have Silva who's saying, I'm always shocked that some of you women grew up in communities where nudity wasn't normalized. I'm a naked mom. Grew up seeing my grandma, aunties, cousins, schoolmates naked. Heck, people of all ages should shower in the river in groups so long as one side is for women and another for men. So I'm old school when I believe that being naked around my daughters is teaching them that nudity is not coming to be ashamed of, and a female body comes in different shapes, size, colors, and ages. Goes on to say, you are fearing, if you're talking about this, you're fearing nakedness and you're saying you're trying to be traditional, but it's not the same. You can't put them in the same sentence. Nudity is African. Fear of nudity equals Western. I like the breakdown of that. I love this. Malvin, I love this answer. Says, when I grew up, even looking at a parent when they are eating is punishable by yeah. Again, some homes were extremely strict and they took the strictness way too far. But I absolutely was howling at that answer. Okay. Now we have Gentrix saying, my mom used to walk around the house naked to Kwazoya, Mimi, and my sis. Tangu tuko wadogo, mpaka sai. I am now a mother. Mwanzo zile hot flashes za menopause we. Hata tunakula mezani, when they come, huyo ashavua top na anaendelea kula bila wasiwasi wowote. My grandmother too, when we were younger, we would go visiting her and she would insist us girls sleep in her bed. My first time seeing fallen soldiers, growing up seeing body change, nothing surprised me because I already saw it. So she saw it generationally. She saw it from her grandmother to her mother and to herself as well. And she was like, it's all right. It's okay. I need a male here. I need a male comment here. So I'd love to hear your thoughts as well if you're watching in right now. What are your thoughts on generational nakedness? All right. I'm still looking for a male answer. I'm looking for a male answer, right? I can't. Where are the males not change? Okay, Sam. Sam says they say asiyefunzwa na mamake hufunzwa na ulimwengu. There is a reason why. Most of the times, when things go wrong, it's always the mother that are held accountable. Mothers are backbone of morality in the society, not by choice, not by demand, but by design. Mothers are the biggest influence in their children's moral standards. This has been beyond, or rather proven beyond doubt over time. A strict mother raises decent children that are desired and envied by society, and this impact positively on their lives. Now imagine having nude moms raising a society. But anyway, if anything doesn't go well, we have men to blame. Hey, let me tell you, you can't put everything on mothers. A parent is a parent at the end of the day. A man is not a babysitter, he's a parent. Okay. So when you're talking about morality, it has to be talked about from both ends of the spectrum, because there are men who talk about women badly in the homes and disparage them. What is their part? How do you play their part? That's a different conversation for a different day. Okay, let's not get into that. But yes, um, again, to each their own, right? If you embrace it or not, it's how you express it that matters. All right. If you do not embrace it as yourself, keep that lack of embracedness to yourself. Don't have to force it onto others to the point that you are violating their space, that you're stripping them, not only physically but also mentally, of their dignity, of their self-respect, because you do not deem it fit for how they are dressed. And somebody could even be dressed modestly and you're still gonna have a problem with it, because they have a certain body shape, they cannot hide it, they have hips, they have big boobs, and you want to over there try to make them hide themselves, and yet that is the shape of their body. Okay, so if you have an opinion, it's fine to have an opinion, but you do not always have to express it. And if you're one who embraces nakedness, also don't over exert it onto somebody else, right? Don't over exert your opinions on nakedness onto somebody else. If they are not modest with they're not, they're very modest with theirs, it's okay. It's how they choose to express themselves, Western ideals or not. it is their choice. The point here is, right? You can have a way of doing things, but don't make it everyone's problem. Okay? Because when you exude onto others, you affect them, not only physically, but mentally as well. That has been our topic for the day. Thank you so much for everybody who has tuned in and changia to the conversation, to everybody on TikTok. TikTok makes me so happy because it makes me blush. There is or they are giving what's it called, compliments. And it inflates my ego, but also gives happiness. So give happiness unto the world. Give happiness into the world so you can get it right back. This has been Wellness Wednesday with me, Myra. Maloba. Up next is Wajira Maganjo with Sustainability Connect. And, for sustainability is all things climate action, climate change. We're the only station in the whole country that delves into this conversation and makes it more thought-provoking than a buzzword. Before I leave, I have to tell you about the Bongo Star Search. This is what I've been talking about all morning. It has started. If you've watched Bongo Star Search before, the likes of Zuchu started there, the likes of many of your major artists who you've seen in Tanzanian music have started from there. Not all, but most of them started from there, got to get their first experience in the world of music from there. And now it is coming to Kenya. It started off last year. We had one of our judges being Sanaipe Tande. We have another judge who's going to be coming in, a famous judge is going to be announced very soon. But get this is not only for singers, right? It's for everybody within the arts. So if you're an acrobat, you're an artist, you're a poet, this is your chance to shine. And not only in Kenya, but for the whole of East Africa. Last year, somebody from Congo won. So this means your chance is that much closer. We're going to be giving details of how you can send in your submissions before the actual audition date. But the audition date is going to be here in Nairobi on the 7th and 8th. At the Hilton Hotel. Icon Radio is going to be on ground showing you the highlights and making sure that you as an artist do not miss this opportunity. Up for grabs is $20,000 in a brand new spanking car, okay? And there are going to be more prizes that are going to be announced throughout the season. The train has already taken off. They already started in Tanzania. I saw they were in Mwanza, they were in Arusha. Rita Paulson is also going to be with us here in studio telling us more details about the Bongo Star Search, how it started, and where we are right now to be able to do it in a scale that is as big as this. And it's all thanks to Azam TV. So follow Azam TV. We're going to be sharing a lot of content together. And get your decoder. If you don't want a decoder, you can also get the app. All details are on their page, and they're going to be shared right here on Icon Radio. All right, guys, have a fantastic day ahead. It's been a blessing being with you guys. I hope you've got a bit of blessing from us this morning, whether it's through the conversation or the music. See you again tomorrow. It's all about Adulting Thursdays as we gear up for the weekend, guys. Have a safe and fantastic day ahead.
Another day, another crisis. Keyboard warrior still typing. Mini lava siku hizi spendi fighting. Na maheta hawawezi ntoa timing. Na hata wakinita guide, I know my baby will be by me. Na wakiniseti kwa IG, dawa ya watiaji huwanga silence. Niko sherehe mina vibe, na nyimu nani analyze. Who I wonder why, me I'm just tryna catch a wine. We shughulika na your life. Niko sherehe mina vibe, na nyimu nani analyze. Who I wonder why, I'm just tryna catch a wine. We shughulika na your life. Cheki zangu zime nice. Don't you disrespect my lover. Sina number my guy. Tonight I don't want no drama. Sina number my guy. Chaber dongingero anahero gasianda. Sina number my guy. Leo ni party hadi mchana. Number my guy. Sherehe na piganga na kikosi. Kwa mfuko pesa haikosi. niko kwa magoti akiwewe wewe usinirekodi kesho nipate mmesha niposti niko sherehe mina vibe nanyi munani analyze I wonder why me I'm just tryna catch a wine we shughulika na your life niko sherehe mina vibe nanyi munani analyze I wonder why I'm just tryna catch a wine we shughulika na your life cheki zangu zime nice don't you disrespect my lover mama my guy tonight I don't want no drama mama my guy Chaber dongingeo anahero kasianda Jalala Leo ni party hadi mchana Mama my guy Sina noma my guy Sina noma my guy Sina noma my guy Chaber dongingeo anahero kasianda Mama my guy
I see you came to party. Banana Moses and Maradis, party like this, dance to my pesadis. Banana Moses and Maradis, sound is soul, baby, go combination this. Usanya na maranga ga kukute, ugazanyi sanga ga kukute. Usanga nechi mame cha kukude, uchisanga nochi waka simbe cha kukude. And every party like this, we party till morning come. And every party like this, we party till morning come. Batutuka yo mubyenda, waita walete byokunywa basajja benda. Demu chansa bachireta, waita walete byokunywa bachala benda. Zinyuma baba zinyuma, zinyuma baluganda zinyuma. Zirikuzidiru dijanyuma, you're such a beautiful woman. Zinyuma baba zinyuma, zinyuma baluganda zinyuma. You're such a beautiful woman. I see you came to party, and you're looking for love in all the wrong places. Shawty, look my way, Kimala mala najibeba so kila wakati nikuona po na nikizidi kata majima nazungululu muchitandacho batutuka yo mubyenda waita walete byokunywa basajja benda demu chansa bachireta waita walete byokunywa bachala benda woma ulira wakwata no yuzo mutima banange you're a winner what your mama gave you is a killer zinyuma baba zinyuma baluganda zinyuma zirikuzidiru dijanyuma you're such a beautiful woman zinyuma baba zinyuma baluganda zinyuma zirikuzidiru dijanyuma you're such a beautiful woman nagenda kone baba okusubule kochi twaddamu malwane baba laba we batutwala kakasente kokusobola champisa bubi ne baba. And every party like this, we party till morning come. And every party like this, we party till morning come. Kimala mala najibeba so kila wakati nikuona po na nikizidi kata majima nazungululu muchitandacho zinyuma baba zinyuma baluganda zinyuma zirikuzidiru dijanyuma you're such a beautiful woman zinyuma baba zinyuma baluganda zinyuma zirikuzidiru dijanyuma you're such a beautiful woman zinyuma yes oh my rafiki uzizamalwa. Another one for the ladies. South is all. Yeah, baby.
ukaanza kuimba ukapata kajobo downtown, tukapatana tao, you are looking very sexy, tukawasha kavodo, ukawa tipsi kidogo, ukasema unanipenda na uwezi kuniacha, tangu zamani ulinipenda ila hukuweza sema, ukasema unanipenda na uwezi kuniacha, tangu zamani ulinipenda ila hukuweza sema, na bado nakuona daily, looking fly na kufeel even more. I wonder what I'm gonna do if you ever walk out the door. Bado wani yule, bado nakufeel baby vile vile. Bado wani yule, bado nakufeel baby vile vile. Ukiwa mbali nakonda sana, nikikuona ninapagawa. Bado wani yule, bado nakufeel baby vile vile. Love is a strong thing, strong thing, strong thing. My love is a strong thing, strong thing, strong thing.
Nikaimba lazizi wangu we, nikaimbia polisi na nikaimba soma soma soma.
Uye, na nikasema popote ulipo mina kuanza mama. I'm a gentleman. Na bado nakuona daily, looking fly na kufeel even more.
I wonder what I'm gonna do if you ever walk out the door.
Bado wani yule, bado nakufeel baby vile vile. Bado wani yule, bado nakufeel baby vile vile. Ukiwa mbali nakonda sana, nikikuona ninapagawa. Bado wani yule, bado nakufeel baby vile vile. Na sasa uko 50, bado unakaa fiti. Yeah, you can get it. More again, more again.
This is Hendrix Sound.
Halo, halo, nimekuja na tangazo. Muoneni kwa macho, ameifunga milango ya roho yangu mama. Girl, I wanna show you off.
niliwaambia kuna chuo moja tunafaa kupitia. Kuna madem mashashola na mabia na pia madem ni sare na vijana ni 100. Na kama utafika bei nitakuadisia. Vibes ni true, hakuna za bandia.
Nimecheki Google Maps Houski kuna jam hadi Nax. Nimecheki Google Maps Houski kuna jam hadi Nax. Basi tutumie bypass mdogo bypass leo tutanyongea bypass zitawakia bypass tuk kwa bypass hapana. Tutatumia Range Rover ya Savara. Tupitie jamia ninunue kashata. Speed ya gari ubeba jaba. Mdogo ndani ya jeep. Leo tunanyonya ngata kama tika. Niko kwa moti na Rick. Lift si hubea maarifu.
Kama baridi na kutesa njoo nikupe phone. Nipitishie pondi left maintain the chain. Benzema na Savara wanapendanga mavela. Melanin rangi sawa changanyisha na ayela.
Nimecheki Google Maps Houski kuna jam hadi Nax. Nimecheki Google Maps Houski kuna jam hadi Nax. Basi tutumie bypass mdogo bypass leo tutanyongea bypass zitawakia bypass.
ABH sound, baby.
You promised a lifetime. You promised to get away. You promised a dream. You promised to find a way. Where is it now? I gave you everything. Trying to lie. I guess you got everything. I was happy in my mama's house. I thought I wasn't, and I wonder how. I didn't wanna come out. Said you got a way out. Said you're gonna figure it out. I'm alone now. Somebody take me back to the innocence. I'm tired of this. These streets of Nairobi, streets of Nairobi. Why did nobody want me? Somebody take me back to the innocence. I'm tired of this. These streets of Nairobi, streets of Nairobi. Why did nobody want me? These streets of Nairobi. Oh, here we go again with a story. Oh, didn't know I really meant it. No, let's try it again. Come with me, now see we fix it for the night. Niku onyeshe kitu nice, ukona figure fine. I have contemplated these lies before. Now I'm here and I'm ready for. I was happy in my mama's house. I thought I wasn't, and I wonder how. I didn't wanna come out. Said you got a way out. Said you're gonna figure it out. I'm alone now. Happy in my mama's house. I thought I wasn't, and I wonder how. I didn't wanna come out. Said you got a way out. Said you're gonna figure it out. I'm alone now. Somebody take me back to the innocence.
Maajabu.
Suda, habari mbaya zimenifikia, mandugu zangu wananikulia, kumbe sahani yangu ni sinia na inaniuma sana. Yule mpenzi niliaminia, nikamuweka mbele ya dunia. I must be tripping nikikurudia, umenitesa sana.
Squeezy madem ni blanda, jana kuzwali mkaza. His family, get together kwa bed, your story tumekata.
Maboy wengine blanda, watakukulia mama na kuchekeshe sana. Madem,
Madem wa siku hizi wana machali wengi, nilichapa moja juzi nikaingia ndani dive.
Steady rocking on the midnight train. Oh Lord, steady rocking on the midnight train. To Zion, to Zion.
hawataweza kukupenda, hawataweza.
So fresh is on the beat.
Mbona do you have to be this way? Unajitoa from all the promises we made. You wanna blow up all the loving that we gave. Listening to he said and the she said. Uongo za mjini zime